Welcome everyone to today's inner workout. Today's theme, we're going to be talking about creating an elevated emotional playlist and actually go ahead and create our personalized playlist of emotions that we can self-activate on demand. And so make sure you have something to write with. You can always pause this as a recording and go back and do it as many times as you'd like. I'm going to explain a little bit of the science behind this and the actual tool. It is a HeartMath tool. It's based on the quick coherence technique, which is a protocol created by the HeartMath Institute, where we will take certain steps, but the magic comes when we tap into our own hearts, and through memory, through imagination, through intention, we find those elevated emotions, those places that we can go to whenever we desire to get into the coherent state. So first of all, what is the coherent state? And I think that is something that we can listen to over and over again. It's a concept that perhaps is a little bit still foreign to some of you, but hopefully this will help clarify and also highlight the importance of the state and how we can train our bodies to come into the state, because in the state, it's where so much opens up to us, not only in our health, but in the environment around us, what we can manifest and how we see the world, and utilize this as a way of creating the life that we desire. So what is the coherent state? So the coherent state really is the HeartMath Institute really is one that has brought this concept to life worldwide. It is that state of synchronization between the heart, the mind, and the emotions. And it leads to an emotional and psychophysiological balance that enhances our ability to maintain composure, clarity, even in challenging situations. So internally, our breathing, as you see here in the graph, our respiration, our heart rate variability, and our blood pressure, which are those internal, in our internal systems, come all into this aligned state. They are synchronized. In this graph, you can see that red dotted line. There's a before and after, and this is an actual real measurement of somebody using the quick coherence technique. There in orange, you see quick coherence is right when there is an internal shift. So I'll share with you what that protocol is, those steps, so that we can practice them and then tap into the state so that we can find the feelings, because we're creating a playlist. And I love analogies, because analogies really help, be playful, but also remember that just like we have a playlist maybe in our phone, wherever we listen to music, we have a playlist of our favorite songs, and some playlists are more for uplifting, some playlists are more for relaxing, whatever it is, we can create our own playlists for getting into the coherent state. So one of the things that I personally love so much when I learned this tool, it was really like kind of like my mind blew, because I thought this is extremely powerful, and we can see it. It's actually, we can visually see it. There's that biofeedback that shows that what I'm doing internally, it has a reflection in my state. And not only I feel good, I feel well. I did it without anything outside of me giving me that state. And I think that is incredibly empowering, because we know that all along we are in control. We have that power, that ability, that self-activation. Like, we can tell ourselves, we can ask ourselves to activate, to turn on an emotion that is going to give us all these benefits. So what are the benefits? And I think that's why it's important to remember, why is it so important? Why is it so pivotal to know this? Well, the coherent state, here is a list of some of the benefits of the coherent state. So it reduces stress. It helps us lower stress levels by shifting our nervous system into a calmer state. It helps with emotional resilience. We become more resilient and able to handle challenges with greater ease. And resilience is that ability that we have to bounce back from challenges. We have improved mental clarity. It enhances our focus and the ability to think clearer, and makes it easier for us to not have that mental chatter and that static. So it helps with clarity. It helps with our sleep. It improves the quality of our body and mind to be more at ease, so it can be restored. We can actually get the benefits of sleep, where we charge our battery. It helps our immune function. It supports our body to stay healthier. It also helps with emotional balance, to be able to maintain a stable and positive emotional state throughout the day. It increases intuition. This is one of my favorite things that the coherent state does. And also, this is, by the way, the HeartMath system gives us so many tools, and intuition is one of those. There is the freeze frame technique is one of the most known tools from HeartMath, where we can actually see our intuition at work. So we have this ability to have new ideas, to suddenly get this light bulb moment where we don't know where it came from. So our intuition is enhanced. We have better relationships. Why? Because, you can think about maybe, when you're coherent, when you're not in that stress response, when you're not reacting, your relationships are going to be better. Well, think about, you can think clearly. You speak also in a tone that is completely different than when you're reacting, reactive tone. So our relationships are going to be enhanced. We have creativity, because we're not into, again, that state of survival, where when we're in the state of survival, we're not creating. So it shifts us into a creative state. We can't be both at the same time. We are in the state where, ideas are flowing, our juices are flowing. We have this sense of, I can create, I can get inspired. And, well, our overall well-being, and so many of us is we just want to feel good. We just want to have this sense of well-being. So some of the benefits of coherence. And so this playlist that we're going to be creating, just remember that here I'm going to go into the actual tool, the steps of the tools. They're deceivingly easy. Just remember that a lot of the HeartMath system is, when you read it, like logically say, oh, okay, yeah, I focus on my heart and then I activate a positive feeling. Okay. It's not something to be intellectually like, known. One thing is to know one, and the other thing is to actually experience it. And it's in the experience, when we do it sincerely, oh, it can be a little challenging. That's why they're deceivingly easy. But like so many things that are so important in life, they're so easy. So the quick coherence technique has 2 steps, basically. So the first step is we focus all our attention, all our energy into the area around the heart. It's our energy center number 4, and our heart chakra, whatever we want to call it. And we start by imagining, just imagine the breath flowing in through the heart and out through the heart. So what we're doing is that we are slowing down our heartbeat. Let me just quickly show you this other graph that I love presenting. You'll see that my graphs it's repetition over and over. You've seen it before, maybe in other presentations, but basically it is illustrating the incoherent state and the coherent state. The incoherent state is, it can be something where we're distracted. It could also be when we're in a reactive state. It could be high stress. It could be, just feeling detached, to like anxious. Nevertheless, it is incoherent. The heartbeat inside, if we had a monitor, something that would show us what our heart is doing, there's no rhythmic pattern. It's out of sync. It's incoherent. So some states, of course, are going to be more incoherent than others. But when we make a sincere attempt, when we focus our attention and we're slowing down our heartbeat, so that's why all our energy and focus and attention, when we're practicing this tool, goes towards the heart, because the heart is the one that's going to be the one that is going to help create this shift. Our heartbeat, our breath, our breathing, and then the byproduct is our blood pressure is going to change, because all our internal systems are going to be shifting. So when we slow down our breath and we count to about 5 seconds, you can go to 6 if you want, but it's finding a comfortable rhythm for you, but it's slower and deeper than usual. So think about like maybe a car. When a car is going, you press the accelerator, but if you have the brake at the same time, that's incoherence. So that's going to create a jagged ride. But when you slow down, but you're also, you slow down the breath, inhaling and exhaling, you are creating that motion of rhythm inside. Now, the second step is that we make a sincere attempt to experience a regenerative feeling, such as appreciation, care for someone or something in our life. So this is where our playlist, and this is where the focus of this particular inner workout comes in. Because a lot of times when people know about this tool, practice this tool, they get lost in, okay, what is appreciation? What do I think about? And all of a sudden, the step says activate a renewing feeling, and our mind goes in so many different directions that it's like, what do I choose? Appreciation. And then we think one thought, and that thought might lead to, think about your pet, and oh yeah, but my pet died, or think about love, and then, oh yeah, I was in love, but then I got heartbroken. So this is why the playlist is so important, because we want to find the emotions that work for you. So today we'll create three, and then again, you can do this over and over again. But really, at the end of the day, if we have 3 to 5 playlists, like songs or happy places, emotions, whatever you want to call it, that actually work for you, that's all you need. I mean, ultimately, if you have one that works and you want to, and you practice the quick coherence technique, this technique, there's a reason why it's called quick, is because we want to make quick shifts. We can utilize it first thing in the morning when we, after our meditation and we do our practice of focus. Maybe we have a biofeedback mechanism. Maybe we just practice it to help prep our day. But the quick coherence technique, you can use it before you're going to meet with somebody that might be challenging, before in between entering a room and you going to the next thing. It can be done in seconds. It can be done eyes open. You can really tailor it to utilize it in a way that works for you, that you're going to get. The more you practice, though, the more we are creating those neural pathways. And remember, this is a tool, like anything that we have available to us. It is a tool that can, again, with practice, we can make those shifts quickly, which is what is it? It's resilience. We want to be able, instead of going down spiraling into like, oh, these negative places or these reactive states, to train our body, have our body recognize that, ooh, you have more awareness. You can pause and you can completely have your body work for you, have your have that ability to respond, be response able. So this is a tool that allows you to have this ability, or to develop this ability that we feel so proud of. Like, oh wow, my life is wonderful. I didn't react, or I lessened the reactive time because my body recognizes that I can make a quick shift. So let's, so if you see there, okay, so, the suggestion, as you see here, is try to re-experience the feeling you have for someone you love, a pet, a special place, an accomplishment, etc. And focus on a feeling, or focus on a feeling of calm and ease. So those suggestions is what we're going to go deeper into right now. So let's create the playlist. So I've listed here 3 ways: memory, imagination, intention. And I listed it of 3 feelings: gratitude, appreciation, love. So I'm gonna just give us a moment here to, and I'll share the steps, and you can, like as if you were doing this technique. And the first one that I'll have us is to find a memory. So what you'll do, so this will be like our test, your example, that you can then go take your time and do it on your own. But we're going to first find a memory. And just to give you an example, when I do this with clients one-on-one, they start remembering things that they had long forgot about, like childhood things, like the moment where they felt like they were on top of the world, and it's so beautiful to think about, like these shared interactions where it's like go to a moment in time and you relive it and re-experience it. And all of that, imagine your body flooded with hormones that are regenerating you. That's another that's another of the benefits that I didn't list specifically here. But when we are in the coherent state, our internal system is creating hormones that regenerate us, like DHEA, which is known as the vitality hormone, or the youth hormone. So elevated emotions, that's also another very, very important part of this, of all of this, is that the coherent state, as you can see, is not only breathing in and out through your heart, where, you know, we're slowing down the breath, but what gets us into the coherent state are regenerative feelings. So elevated states, heart feelings, feelings of love, appreciation, care, compassion, joy, ecstasy. I mean, they're elevated states. So how fun is it that we get to tap into all those beautiful feelings? Maybe we have felt some more than others. Maybe, like I said, maybe we completely forgot that, you know, we have experienced care. Like, I mean, imagine going into your memory bank account and remembering the first time you felt that love, that compassion from your mother, even, or from, again, a loved one, or from a pet, or from appreciation from a teacher, an accomplishment in school. And the beautiful thing is that nobody has to know what that is, because only we know what, you know, nobody can tell us how we felt. You know, nobody can tell us that even describe the sweetness, the beauty that we have experienced through something that only we and our body remembers or recognizes. So it could be, like I said, a memory. It could be your imagination. It could be that intention. And with intention, you could be open yourself up to receive this frequency that perhaps you have never felt before. So memory will be the first one that we tap into. All right, so focus your attention in the area around the heart. And we'll do it quickly because we have 3, and I'm trying to keep these short, but imagine your breath flowing in and out through the heart. And now make a sincere attempt to activate the feeling of gratitude. And for this one, go to perhaps the first time that you ever felt grateful. Mm. All right. If something comes to you, remember that maybe it's the first thing that came to you, just write it down. And remember, here we're opening up a door to these, your memory bank account. And so come back later and revisit it. Now I'm going to tap into our imagination, your imagination. So here is where we could probably tap into our future, that future self that's calling us, where we already have received that which we like. So let's continue breathing in and out through the heart. And make a sincere attempt to activate the feeling of appreciation. Imagine yourself being appreciated. or appreciating a moment, a place, an accomplishment. See it, feel it as if it was already there. All right, and you can write it down. It should make you giddy. I think that's how you know that, yes, you've tapped into something and it's only yours. Nobody needs to know. And now the third way is through intention. So here, let's open yourself up to receive. And for this one, let's make a sincere attempt to activate the feeling of love. Whatever that means to us. Breathe in and out through your heart. Perhaps it's giving love in your own way, in only the way you know how or you desire to. Maybe it's receiving love in the way that you have never experienced before. That is so overwhelmingly beautiful and wonderful and ecstatic. And whatever that is to you, whatever word or whatever way you can describe it, you can write it down. All right. And just for matters of time, we'll leave it at that for this part. And then I'll go to Q&A for those of you who are live. If you're not live, you can again pause the recording, go back, do it again, revisit the graphs, revisit the steps. But I'm also going to invite you to test out. So in YouTube, there'll be 5 of these elixirs that I've created. They're just my voice. It's 5 minutes, and we activate. I believe I have activating compassion, activating love, activating gratitude. I forget the other ones, but they're some short meditations. They're based on the quick coherence technique, which follow these steps. And, I guide you gently through activating these feelings. So you can use them if you wish as your way to combine your, if you want to activate gratitude, compassion, test them out. It does, so many of us have so many ways in which we bring tools, we activate meditations, we use this, we use that. Hey, it's whatever works for you. These are examples that are on YouTube for free. And also I have the daily elixirs, which is the 21 emotional frequencies that I'll put a link that you can buy. They're hosted through Kajabi, so you can download them on your phone and you can listen. And they're part of the array of things that I offer as a HeartMath coach. The quick coherence technique is one of my favorite tools. It is an opening to the rest of the tools of the whole system of HeartMath. The quick coherence is just the beginning to activating our heart's intuitive guidance. As we might heard in this work, the mind thinks, but the heart knows. And the more we tap into our heart and develop our intuitive activate this as the portal to create the life that we want, the easier it is to manifest that beautiful reality that we are all wanting to create for our lives. All right, so I'll leave it at that for this recording and go into the Q&A. So remember to always come back to your heart. Bye for now. Oh, shoot. Yeah, hang on. Just let me stop the recording. Where's the recording button? I'm gonna have to edit that part.